today is simply practice for tomorrow. When you think about challenges, when you think about opportunities, the more that I can practice today, tomorrow, the better position I'm going to be in to then make the most of the opportunity and capitalize on the opportunity that may show up next week, next month, or next year. Same goes for a problem. If you have a problem you need to solve or a challenge, we're always going to have challenges coming up. Are we prepared for those? Well, if we have been practicing, then yes, we will be ready. That's a really big one. I know through reading this and just sort of meditating on it, I've actually found this last week trying to introduce it to my eldest daughter. She's only 4 years old, but she's been slowly learning to ride a bike. Hasn't showed a lot of interest in it in the past, and I'm just trying to get it to a level where she's competent. But not being interested, I'm just trying to get it just to do a little bit each day. And so she definitely in the first few days getting very frustrated. And so I just try and teach her that today is just practice for tomorrow. I don't expect you to get perfect today. It's just that you practice, just practicing that little bit, because a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, and the next day is slowly going to start compounding over time. One thing just to keep in mind with that though is if you're putting in this much every day versus this much every day, over time, if you're putting this much in every day, you're going to be a lot further ahead. So just a good thing to keep in mind. Obviously, you can't be putting this much in everything every day. That's obviously simple physics, maths. How much time and energy do you have in a day? But I think sometimes for some people I talked to about this concept in the past, you can get caught up on, well, if today's practice for tomorrow in regards to working towards a big, hairy, audacious goal, you can get a bit caught up in, well, it's just so big, how do I even begin to work towards that? Well, today's practice for tomorrow is a great concept to look at. What would I need to do to be that person or to have my business in that situation that I wanted to be in? Okay, what about I just write out those things and I just do one of those things. I just practice one of those things today. And then I can start adding to that list. And as I start to practice each one of those little things every day, before I know it, I'm going to be doing each of those things. And therefore my business is more likely going to be a lot closer to being in that position that I want it to be in. One thing that I'd like to encourage you guys is it can be very hard in hindsight. And this is something that I think a lot of you guys will be able to resonate with is if you were to ever look in hindsight after you've worked through a big problem or you've capitalized on a big opportunity, there's a good chance you might look back and go, you know what, how grateful are we for, do you remember what happened last year? This came up. Now in hindsight, I can see that was actually great preparation for when now this problem we just solved, how we were able to work through that. Or the opportunity came up to, quote this project. Because I'd put these systems and processes in place a year ago, we were able to do that in a timely fashion or very efficiently or very accurately, confidently put our name on that quote. All sorts of things. I've talked to a lot of our builders that might come to one of our workshops and they hear about all these experts on what can be implemented in terms of optimizing a business. And that can be overwhelming sometimes. We've had guys verbalize that, that's overwhelming. We even start putting all of that into place. What has been really good is then having guys come to that workshop and share from stage, hey, that was me. I had that thought. How could I even begin doing all this stuff, 14 months ago? Well, I've been practicing it for a year, just a little bit by little bit, and now most of it's in place and we're humming along and doing really, really well. A great quote, I should mention this concept to one of our builders before recording this video, and he's like, definitely gel with that. That resonates to me. And he said around that sort of concept of just looking at again, as problems, as opportunities, he mentioned a great quote from Henry Ford, which is, failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. So look at it as an opportunity to just do it in a better way. I think it was a Mindlink, the guy who invented all the light bulbs. Someone said, what does it feel like to design 10,000 ways not to build a light bulb? Sorry, butchered that one. What's it feel like to have failed 4,000 or 5,000 times? And he's like, well, I didn't fail, I just found 4,000 or 5,000 times how not to make a light bulb. which is a brilliant way to look at it. And this guy, Sam Bildo, mentioned, that for him, he tries to teach his team the same way by going about things. He's been working, teaching his kids as well, this sort of mindset. And he just simply said, mate, every time you had a challenge and you got something wrong, if you gave up, giving up is failure, actually. But giving up, where would you be? Where would you be? You wouldn't be anywhere if you just gave up every time you met a challenge. So I hope that's been helpful for you guys. Today is just practice for tomorrow. If something doesn't go your way, it's just practice. Now you know how to do it better the next time. Same goes for working towards an opportunity. Just do little bit by little bit. What do I need to have in place to be able to capitalize on that opportunity when it comes about? Start putting that in place. Start practicing that today. If you want to be a certain kind of person, you want to be really good at something, or be the best, or be professional in certain things, look at someone you admire who's already doing that, and just pick one thing that you think they're doing really well, and then you can start doing that today. So just practice being the person you want to be today. A great final little quote I'm going to leave you with from a guy that I read a lot about. He just said, "True achievement is about effort, resilience, and the scale of problems you are willing to tackle." Hope that has helped you guys. Have a fantastic day. Have an awesome week. Catch you on the next one.